Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We are previewing the round of 64 in the NCAA Tournament. We're talking right now with Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com. Always gives us great insights and advice. Every video he does with us, and of course, his long-term track record of success speaks for itself. Joe Duffy, thanks for being back with us.
Thank you for having me, Peter.
All right, Joe, VCU, Ohio State, interesting game here, right? Ohio State opened as a 2.5-point favorite. Now it's crept up to 4. But betting against Shaka Smart and this VCU team in the tournament is always a very treacherous thing to do. They had some injury issues during the regular season, which kind of threw them off track for a while. But if anyone can get them back on track, it's Shaka Smart, and it appears like maybe he did. That was a very impressive run that they had in the Atlantic 10 conference tournament. Ohio State, though, very talented team. They're a little bit of a one-trick pony, right? They have D'Angelo Russell, who's projected to be a high lottery pick in the NBA. He is obviously the star of that team. All their success is predicated on him. He has a nice surrounding cast, supporting cast, but he is the guy who makes it all happen. What do you have to say about this game, Joe?
Well, I love you touting Shaka Smart because he's one of the best coaches in the country. His first coaching job, full-time coaching job, was at my alma mater, California University of Pennsylvania in Division II. But truthfully, from the experts that I talked to, quite a few smart experts think that this is going to be a game of streaks, that both of these teams are erratic and that each team's going to control the pace. Those of you who like live betting, truthfully, I think you're going to be able to, if you're very assiduous, you're going to be able to get each team at very beneficial lines throughout this game. So basically, if one team has a big lead to bet on the other team in live betting, and you might be able to come back later betting the other squad, I really think there's going to be a lot of runs in this game. But I'm going to go with the total. I'm going to go with it over the total. Breonte Walker, he is one of the more underrated defensive players in the country for Virginia Commonwealth. Now, VCU did struggle without him down the stretch, and then, as you said, they turned it on in those 4 wins in 4 days. But I also think one of the bigger myths is people like to say, you give this great coach time to prepare, he's going to beat you. I've always said that the best coaches are ones who can make adjustments on the fly. So I think when you're playing back-to-back-to-back, that's when the good coaches really are much more important. But in this case, still, Virginia Commonwealth, without Breonte Walker in that havoc defense they play, they're not quite as good. I really think this is going to be a very fast-paced game. Ohio State struggled a little bit defensively down the stretch. They allowed a pretty high shooting percentage. 4 of their final 6 games went over, all by 8.5 or more. The one thing I am a little bit worried about, when you see that both of these teams have traveled more than 2,000 miles to come here, that could mean lethargic legs. So that's the one thing that might slow down the pace. I think if this game were being played more so on the East Coast, and neither one of these teams had to travel quite as much, or the East Coast towards the Midwest, like in Dayton or whatever, that this would almost definitely be an over. So I'm a little bit worried about the lethargic legs, but still, all in all, the over is the play.
Well, the total has inched up a bit right now. 136.5 or 137 are the widely available numbers. Thanks for your thoughts, Joe Duffy. Tell everyone about OffshoreInsiders.com. That's where your top picks go every day, right?
Absolutely. And by the way, as I filed this, I did hit my my only play as we record this in the NCAA tournament so far on a nice streak in college basketball, the minor tournaments, all that and more. Just visit OffshoreInsiders.com because we're constantly updating Joe Duffy's picks.
Now, it's great, Joe.